Keep it Pyro.
It's PyroRadio.com. The Flip Life Radio Show. Special guest Pariz in the building. So not Pariz 1 no more.
No.
When did that change?
About 7 years ago.
Is it?
Yeah, but
Serious?
I just didn't put it into action. I was like, I'll keep the one for a bit, but no, I've dropped it. Everyone already knows there's only one of me, so I don't need to keep bashing it over the head.
There definitely is only one. Well, I guess we'll start by going back to Pariz 1.
Yes.
Back to Nottingham.
Way back.
Oh my God. What was the Nottingham rap scene saying before you left?
It was healthy. It still is.
Yeah.
It's healthier now.
Who was you feeling them times?
Just people that I know, obviously.
Or who was you just messing with?
Yeah, one of my boys I grew up with, J Gold and Golly and Kamikaze. Obviously, I was in Street Dreams with him.
Yeah.
And there's so many others, like my boy Scorpio, rest in peace, he's died now, but one of the hottest from Knots.
Yeah.
And Salar, and there's so many. There's so many.
Yeah.
Simone.
Yeah. There's a lot of women rapping in Nottingham.
Yeah.
Early. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Not a lot.
But I feel like
there was 3 of us, and then there were 4.
Yeah.
So
but there weren't 4 in London that I knew of at the time. There probably was, but
name me 4 at that time in UK. In London.
No, in London, I don't know.
There weren't many.
Well, London there was Estelle.
And
There was Estelle, Wildflower.
Oh, wow.
And Temper.
The pedigree is high.
Temper's from Nottingham. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
So Temper,
Simone,
Simone
and me.
Pariz.
And then there was another one called Miss Red, who was in At the Ville with Temper.
I do remember that actually, yeah.
But I wasn't part of their crew. I was part of something totally different.
Were they the ops?
I was the only gal in my crew. No, they weren't the ops. They weren't the ops.
You see, Nottingham, did it stick together as a scene?
We tried to, but it didn't always work out. But Temper and Simone are both my cousins on either side of my family. So one's related to me on my mum's side, one on my dad's side.
So that bloodline can spit.
Hell yes.
You said it's hotter now?
Yeah, there's so many youths coming up now. I don't know all of their names, but...
Okay, so it's not the same cats bringing new fire. It's new cats coming with new heat.
The youngers are now like killing the game. But the old heads are still killing the game.
Yeah,
mentoring them as well.
Do you feel like that having all of them artists that are doing their thing was inspirational for the young people in Nottingham?
Yeah, it must have been. Because there weren't any others. They weren't really looking to America and London and all that for talent. Like, we were sticking to our own, and everyone knew everyone and who was coming up and who was doing what. Stage shows, everyone would be there. It was live.
Big events as well, when I went to certain events in Nottingham, early in my time, I can't lie. I won't go back into I won't start getting too graphic and all of that. But Nottingham is lit.
I remember UK hip hop events getting shut down in Nottingham. Definitely.
Oh yeah, a lot.
Like, it didn't even happen because the you know what I mean. The turnout was a lot.
Yeah.
So at that time, did it feel like something that was possible to do music?
But for me, it was. It's always possible, because I'm like, I can do my thing. No one's not going to tell me I can't.
You've been in London for ages now.
Yeah, I know, a long time.
So when you first came,
yeah,
what rappers were you messing with them times?
When I very first came, I was messing with Bronze and Black.
Oh yeah, wow.
Yeah, so, and I had met them at a sound check of a show that we were both on, and Bronze was like, let me just kick back and watch this girl's sound check. But when they see my sound check, they was like, okay, she's fire. Yeah. So I started talking to them, and they brought me to they were opening for Little Kim at the Forum.
Okay.
And they brought me there. It was hard.
Yeah. I think I remember that show still. I remember Little Kim being at the Forum.
Yeah.
Was that after she did Carnival, before or something?
After.
It was after.
Yeah.
That was dope times.
But then after that, it was I went back to Nottingham for a bit, and then it was Street Dreams.
So Street Dreams was a Nottingham-based movement?
No,
that's what I didn't think so.
No,
so
London.
How did that come together?
Well, Kamikaze, who's from Nottingham, he had a linkage with these man up here, and they were coming to Nottingham to record with him. But then they heard me and was like, "Oh, okay, who's that?"
Yeah.
Okay.
The rest is history.
They
wanted me. I wanted to be involved.
in
some way. So I was like, all right, cool. when I came back to London, it was the link up.
It was the link up, and then you had a lot of videos. How important was that kind of movement and time for your career?
Because we were not even a crew, really. We were like 6 individual people that had linked up to do music. We ended up being a crew because that's how everyone saw it.
Yeah.
Like there's these 5 men and this chick, and they all rapped together. We made songs together. We did videos together, shows, everything. So we were Street Dreams Militia. Yeah, and at the time, it was unique because there was only us. There was North Star. There was Chung Fam.
Yeah.
And that, and So Solid. And that was literally it.
Yeah.
And there was no female rappers in them crews, though.
No, in none of them.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. London is really slacking on the female
So
rappers.
Solid had a few, but they were doing different stuff to us.
They were singing.
We were keeping it strictly. Ours was hip hop, straight for the roads. Like,
how do you feel? How do you feel like being someone who's you're saying before you jump on these posse cuts and that and go in there to eat everyone, man them and everything. Yeah. How do you feel when like artists try to come to you and make a posse cut and put all the girls together?
I don't mind so much, but my thing is, if I'm going on a tune with females, they've all got to live up to the same standard that I've had to live up to by being on tunes with men.
Yeah.
If all the other females on the tune that they've picked for the tune are rubbish, I'm not going on the track.
Has that ever happened before?
I've been approached before about a tune with 3 other females, and I don't know any of these girls, but I was flattered that they wanted me to be on the track. But when I actually heard the track and what they were talking about, I was like, nah, I'll pass this one still.
There was no drive-bys on the song.
No, but they was talking about girl stuff, innit? I'm a female, obviously. I like talking about girl stuff, but not in the way they do it. I'm not talking about flinging my pom-pom around and all that. Like, I'm not gonna do that. So I can't be on them tunes. I can't associate with them kind of tunes. Like, I'll listen to them from other people, but I just won't make them.
So on that whole female vibe, seeing as we're on that female angle and collaborate.
Collaborate.
There we go. I lost the word. How can I? That's because I never worked with people. On that whole collaborating with female vibes. Do you find that being in and around other female artists in the rap game, do you find there's a sense of camaraderie, a sense of community, or is it quite the opposite? Is it more of a bitchy, negative, confrontational issue?
How did you use that word in the middle of this?
Her face said a lot.
Do you know what it is? You know why my face is like that? Yeah, because for years it's always been just me and maybe 1 or 2 others. Now there's like loads of female rappers, MCs, whatever you want to call them these days. Yeah. But I've never been for the like everyone just be bitchy about everything. All the girl them don't want to link up. They don't want to do tunes with each other. This one hates that one. That's long for me. Like, I want girl to get on tunes together and be humble. You know, be cool, be humble, like stay in your lane kind of thing. But girl don't do that. It's very odd.
You would say that it isn't camaraderie, then it's more.
Not always. It may seem to be on the outside, but behind closed doors, girl are bitching about each other. Let's not get it confused. You know what I'm saying?
Man them too, though. Man them too.
Yeah, man do it.
Sure.
Listen, I say things about man. I say if I think someone's a rubbish rapper, I will say that. But at the same time, it's like, I don't want. Even if you don't like a certain girl's thing, like for me, I'm not a fan of certain girls' music, innit?
Yep.
But I would never knock that girl and say she's whack.
I would.
Yeah, but as another girl, like I want to uplift the rest of them, then innit?
For sure.
So I'm gonna support your thing. You don't have to support my thing. I don't care. But I will support your thing. Because no one can call me a hater, because I've never been on that.
This is reminding me of
I called Kingpin a hater the other day because he told me someone was trash. No. We won't get into it.
No, but if
I didn't call them trash. We just
something like that.
If I say someone's trash,
they're not that good.
It's because I've actually taken the time out to sit down and listen. And I've come to the conclusion, nah, I'm not feeling it.
Yeah.
It's just that.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. That will make you a hater.
No.
You're not a hater, Kingpin.
Hater.
He is bang out of order right now.
Oh, God.
Because these times, you can say someone's trash without being a hater.
Well,
however,
but it's opinions,
if you get called a hater, for saying someone's trash. There's also nothing wrong with that. Just live your dreams.
Yeah.
Because if you don't like it, you don't like it. They can't tell you to like it.
Listen, I don't mind if someone calls me a hater. I just know I'm not in it. Like, I know that I like what I like, and that's it.
So talk to us about this project. What's brought this about at this time?
So, do you know what? I was working on this project for a while, and if you lot knew how old this project was, but you know, life happens in it, so we had to take a back seat. But then when I finally decided, look, we just got to push it because we've got this music here sitting down and nothing's happening with it. So now we've pushed it, and it's a 6 or 7 track. It's 7 tracks, I think, on this EP. It's called Recognition. It's produced by my boy TE1. And yeah, I think it's a banger.
Yeah.
I agree.
Where can people get it from?
You can get it from everywhere. You can stream it on what's that thing called? Spotify.
Yes, that's
all them new things there.
You know, it's mad because I've actually got Spotify. I use it every day.
There we go.
Spotify, iTunes,
so it's
Deezer. It's literally everywhere.
What about Bandcamp? I always tell people to promote Bandcamp, but is it not on there?
I think it is on there. It's on like 290 something sites and stores and whatnot.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Now Bandcamp you have to do yourself. I think it's the only one that's different. But I
Yeah.
always tell people go buy the Bandcamp because it goes straight in your account. But then I was thinking about it recently. It's not really the industry thing to do. So I was wondering like whether to put projects on there or not anymore.
Do you is there a hard copy of it, or have you kind of just been like, nah, we're done?
There's no hard copies.
Yeah, no, that isn't even a crime no more, man.
When I did my album, I did hard copies. This is when everyone was like, CD. I'm like, yeah, I'm still doing hard copies because some people still hollered at me like, yo, I forget all this digital rubbish. Send me a CD.
That was Lullaby.
Yeah.
Spoke about it earlier.
Lullaby. Shouts out to Lids. That's my girl still.
So what motivated you to get this project done then?
Because I just wanted to see if I still got it.
You have? You never lost it.
Nah,
You never
I'm
lost
joking,
it.
I'm joking.
No, because I remember we were a guest on your show.
You were.
Yeah.
And we were talking about projects releasing something. And I remember you was kind of, I can't I'll paraphrase, like it won't be exactly what you said, but it's like, well, I ain't got nothing to prove anymore. Like, I am a rapper, you done know, you know what I mean? I've done my thing. So I think I was just kind of thinking, well, I can imagine it's not a case of let me show people, you know, that I'm in the game or whatever. You kind of, it looked like you was securing your position as a rapper. So I'm just thinking, what made you think, and let me put this stuff out?
It was more for me, to be honest, because at the end of the day, you're always going to have them people around you that are saying, no, you should put your stuff out and your stuff is hard and there. I'm like, okay, that's all well and good. But when life allows me to take 5 minutes to sit down and really like focus on putting this project out, then that's when I'll do it. So around that time, I sat down with my producer and said, look, we need to just drop this thing. He was ready. I was ready. It was good to go. And the tunes that we've got on there are tunes that we've sat down and not even really thought about. That we've been in the studio together. He's made a beat while I've been there, and that's it. By the end of the session, it's a full track.
Done. Dusty. So was it a case of convenience and enjoying that producer? That's why you kind of went with the one producer angle as opposed to reaching out for other people for beats, etc.
No, I mainly that's my thing. If I find a producer I like, I stick with that producer. Yeah. Like when I did my album, Naughty P produced the whole album, every single track, and no one else. Everyone was throwing beats at me, but I didn't use any of them. So I just
get a consistent sound.
Yeah, because I wanted the sound to be continuous. And same with this one, even though there's a few different sounds on it, but it's basically the same. You can hear the style of the producer, which is what I wanted to showcase as well. Yeah. And
so I guess then you must develop quite a good rapport with that producer. There must be more than just a professional relationship. It must be kind of like you both got a vested interest to do well. It must be like a friendship and a creative thing.
That's my boy. That's family. Not even a question. There's no friendship. That's family.
Makes it easier to do the work.
Much easier. Much easier. And we have got like a similar approach to doing things in the studio. So I don't really need to say much to him. He just knows what it is, and same vice versa.
Make it easy to be creative in the lab, I guess.
So easy.
You talked about life getting in the way.
Yeah.
So tell me, like, what do you think is the biggest obstacle for being an independent artist, trying to get yourself out there, trying to hold a career?
the biggest obstacle is just having to fund everything yourself. Like no one helps me with anything, so everything you see go out, it's me and my producer, we do everything 50-50. So when the project comes out, when it comes to artwork and shopping stuff around, we do it together. So if there's a studio session, I pay for half, he pays for half. If there's a video, he pays for half, I pay for half. It's like that, you get me? So we know that this thing belongs to both of us. But that was the main thing that was just buckling me, like paying for everything. Yo, seriously.
That's what a lot of people have come on and said that, because we've asked a few people that, and that's like the main thing that stops the independent artists.
But also as well, it's like you see other people doing their thing, and sometimes you get like that mad disheartened feeling, like
haterish.
Why is it not haterish? Disheartened meant. Is that what it is?
Obsessed.
That was a different
you know. No, but he's
throwing it at you now.
No,
it's not just me. Where's he going with this?
No, I love to see people win in it. Like I want to see everyone from here and from UK doing music. I want to see everyone win, like properly.
Even the trash artists.
Even the trash ones, everyone's got to eat. You get me? Like,
even if they're eating out a trash can.
No, but I look at them and I think, how is their machine working? Like, what is this push that they're getting to where everyone? But then I'm not the same, because I'm not on social media 24/7. I can't be. It drives me crazy. But I'm not like around all the people I used to be around. I'm not at raves and going to shows, and I don't do all of that stuff. So I'm not out there like networking and stuff. It's literally me and like 2-3 other people on my team. You get me? So
sorry to change the subject. You in the battle rap game?
Yeah, I was about to go there as well.
Yeah.
So
that's my thing.
You're like one of the big dons in the battle rap scene. They love you. They listen to your podcast. I know about the whole league. I've been listening to your podcast and how up you are on it anyway.
Yeah.
So what got you into that scene?
I've always been into battle rap forever. Since Smack DVDs.
Did you ever battle yourself?
No. I mean, a guy tried to battle me one time in Camden.
He tried, you know. That was the last thing he did.
He tried.
He's floating down the lock somewhere.
R.I.P. that guy.
Do you know
Later on,
it was a long time ago. Peaches, shouts out to Peaches.
Yeah, always.
She used to do this thing at O-Bar in Camden back in the day, and I was there.
I battled someone outside there as well. I battled in there actually.
No, it was in there. It was inside. And she must have shouted me out, and he was like, "Oh, word, Pariz is in the building." So he called me out, started calling me all kinds of bitches, and I was like, "Oh no, he didn't." And I sat in the corner and thought, "Nah, I'm not interested," because I was with my girls. We was chilling, enjoying the music and whatnot. But it just got too much. So Peaches said to me, "Come on, Pete." So I went and I spat approximately 12 bars. Didn't even get to my 6th.
Didn't even load a full clip. Didn't even unload a full clip on him.
I still had shots in case he was talking reckless.
You know, like that.
Still got 4 bullets in the chamber.
I had one in the chamber, mate. Telling you now. And my thing does not jam ever.
Machine.
Trust me.
Wow. R.I.P. that guy.
Yeah, no, seriously, it was bad for him. But
so what do you think about all the changes in the battle leagues that's going on right now? New leagues are getting set up. Leagues stopping altogether.
Yeah, a lot of politics. I'm not really sure what's going on.
Battle rap politics is like watching an episode of Love and Hip Hop. Like it's ridiculous.
They should make a show.
Ratchet.
They should make a show for real, like a reality show about battle rap, because it's crazy.
Yeah.
But you know,
the
new leagues. Not listen. Don't let me start on that. You know, but no, the new leagues that are popping up, it's a good look for the scene. But I don't know. I think with the demise of the original Don't Flop, it's like opened a lot more doors for people that probably couldn't before get battles on Don't Flop. Now they'll be able to get battles on the other new leagues. So you got Premier Battles, which is Shotty Horror and Briggsy. You got Code Red, which is Danny Jack and them lot from Don't Flop, Liam Bagnall and all of them lot. Then you've got Chalked Out, which is Shocks the Rebel, Ambi and Frankie Fraser.
Yeah.
Then you got Gift of the Gab, which is Snoop and Ace Boogie and Michael Million.
Damn, son.
Yeah, there's a lot
So
going
all these
on.
leagues are
How many
happening.
leagues did you just say?
There's I've just mentioned 4.
Yeah.
4.
So do you think this could be a gift in the sense that we're gonna see new talent that are gonna new guys getting a chance to be on these new platforms and potentially new platforms, or is it just gonna become a power struggle? How do you see it
I don't
going
think
from
so,
here?
'cause
Do
I
you
feel
see
like-
one contender emerging as the number one platform?
Yeah, I do.
Who?
But before I say that,
And which one is the most black?
well, there's no question. That's Gift of the Gab. That's,
okay, there we go.
I thought you was about to say there
That's the
wasn't
one I
one,
put
but
my
yeah,
money
good.
on. Before she answers, that's the one I put my money
Before
on.
you put your money on anybody, all of them leagues are really good leagues in it. But
Okay.
I feel like the one that Shotty Horror has set up with
Premier
Briggsy,
League Battles.
Premier
Yeah,
Battles,
yeah,
yeah.
because the concept is so different, it is gonna shine above the rest of them. But loads of new battlers will get chances because Code Red will do PG battles, so that's like tryouts.
Yeah.
I like that. Good concept.
And yeah, Gift of the Gab do PG battles as well. So loads of new talent will start coming through.
How's the format different from Premier Battles?
Because Premier Battles have set their league up like a football league.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. So divisions.
Yeah. So there's teams. So I can't remember what all the teams are. Knights, Pride, Mandrill Mob, something else. I can't remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you've got I don't know how many people are even in the teams. Like 4 or 5. Mandrill Mob. Why are you Ben?
No, go hard, fam. I'm saying, let them live their dreams and that. But
No, serious,
they're battle rappers. Do they know that people are gonna just come to cuss them?
Of course. This is
And
the,
they put
this is the
Mandrill
aim.
in the
Yeah. See, I questioned that at first, but the teams, if you go online and look at the lineup of the teams, the battlers that they've got in each team, mad. Because
Okay.
they've got Tony D as a coach and all that. Like,
the Mandrill mob.
no, he's I can't remember what his crew's
I need
called,
to talk to
Glory
Tony
or
D
something
if
like
that's
that.
the case.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, Glory, I think it's called.
Okay.
They got
Him-
coaches and everything.
Yeah.
It sounds like a
Sounds
novel
interesting.
concept. It does sound like a good
No,
concept.
it really is good, but I was meant to be at the last event, but I missed it.
Mandrill
There you go.
mob.
So-
They'll survive for one of them, but you can't miss two
Who's
now.
the
I
best
know.
of all time?
Best or what of all
Battle
time?
rapper.
That's a hard
Didn't even say
question.
top 5.
Yeah,
Out of
no,
order.
at
Man
least
said
give me
best.
a top 5. I can give you 5.
Alright, give us 5 then. Give us 5.
All right. Loaded Locks, Charlie Clips, Sue Surf, Tay Rock, Hollow the Don.
Okay. So if any of you don't watch battle rap out there, there's your starting point. Go and do your
Yeah.
Googles. You know what I'm saying?
I like loads of others, but those are the ones that stand out. Sue Surf is probably one of my favorites. Yeah. And his music is banging as well.
Wait,
That's making me go. So I was gonna keep it moving, go back to the EP, but that's another question. How many battlers can really make music?
About 3%. No, serious,
Yeah.
because with the US battle rap scene, a lot of their battle rappers, their music is not as good as their battles.
Some of them, even especially here, some of them they don't even make music.
Yes, a lot of them don't make music at all. They
They
just battle.
battle. They're like
But-
comedians in a sense, or
Yeah.
You
would
got top 5 UK.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rivers, Tony D, Templar Surfer, Shocks the Rebel, Gemini.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
strong list. Yeah.
She's a real aficionado on this subject matter.
She gave her list so easy
So,
as well.
so the fact of the matter is, you've got a lot of expertise in this area. That's why you got a podcast. But what's the podcast called, and where can people find that as well?
It's the Triple B show with me and my girl Jay Thinks, and our show is on SoundCloud. You can find it at Total Hip Hop ENT.
Yeah.
There we go.
And if you look back, you'll find one episode with me and Kingpin on
Yes.
there talking about
Yeah.
what
We were battling.
talking a lot.
I got a lot of stick for that episode, by the way.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
Yeah, let's just have
didn't
it right. Yeah,
I didn't know. You should have told us.
Calm, man.
Yo, I got some stick for that point. But
I don't want
so
to
good.
use the hater word again. Anyway, but
Wow.
Like that.
Mm-hmm. One more time. Where can they find the EP? Where can they find you? And what song should we put on now?
Okay, so you can find the EP. Buy the EP, in fact. It's on iTunes. It's not expensive. Take a little change out your pocket. Go get that.
Don't know.
But you can stream it on Spotify and all the rest of the places. It's called Recognition, produced by TE1 for Esoteric Soul Productions. And yeah, that's it. You can find me on everything. Twitter, Facebook.
What do we search?
Pariz, Pariz, and the one is still there. But I'm going to change it.
Number one or ONE?
The number one.
So Pariz1.
Keep it pyro.